Multicultural life hack number one. If you in your life are ever given a multiple choice test and you have a multiple choice question, and the options are be the victim or be the victim part of the time or never be the victim, always pick the never be the victim. I mean, if you have your druthers, don't pick the I want to be a victim option. I want to be a victim option. Now, I want to be the victim option just makes no sense. It's not smart. It's counterproductive. I went back and I watched the movie Am I a Racist Again? And I did that because I didn't understand what was going on. It was watching people, African American people, Caucasian people, watching people care so much about racism or perceived racism was stunning to me. It was, it was like if you took me and dropped me on put me on a UAP, took me to a foreign, not just a foreign country, took me to a different universe and dropped me out. That's what it was like for me watching African Americans be such victims of racial discrimination from 100 years ago or hundreds of years ago or even from yesterday. It was just bizarre to me. It was bizarre to me that there were Caucasians who wanted to be the victims. I mean, literally, part of that show was Caucasians being the victim because I feel so bad about my white privilege. You're being the victim. You're choosing to be the victim. It was mesmerizing. I truly couldn't believe it. It reminded me of a friend, not a friend, well, she is a friend. When my youngest daughter, Callista Fletcher, was 4, she had a cute little friend, Bella. Oh, cute little Bella, who was a club member, part Latina, part Caucasian. And Bella had this tendency, because she wanted to be a focal point of attention, that she would cause problems. And it would routinely end with Bella coming over to me, crying and crying. And I developed this parenting question for her because it happened enough, and you want to try to help. And that question was, I would say to Bella, what was going on, and she was oftentimes causing it, I would say to Bella, is this helping you or hurting you? And Bella would invariably say, it's hurting me. And then I would say, well, Bella, if it's hurting you, what should you do? And Bella would say, if it's hurting me, I should not do it. And she would stop and it would process, and she would oftentimes kind of smile in her cute little Bella smile and walk away. Bella had solved the problem. But Bella also had given me input, had given me knowledge. Because it turns out, I figured out that question, is it helping you or hurting you, can solve 90% of your problems, of my problems, of the world's problems. It was empowering. It could solve the problems. And in order to solve the problems, it only required one or two things. The first thing it required was for you to assess the problem. Hey, there's this problem. And what's the cause of this problem? And then the key portion or the key question that it required to resolve was, what are you going to do about it? Is it helping you or hurting you? If it's hurting you, you can simply stop. You can stop. It was amazing. I've applied that is it helping you or hurting you rule for the last 10 years of my life. It's a fascinating story. I use it with my older kids. I use it with people that I counsel and advise. I use it across the board. Is it helping you or hurting you? Because it speaks directly to the issues of, am I a racist? Am I a Racist is about people choosing to be victims still to this day. choosing to be victims to this day. I want to be clear, though, about something. I'm not referencing real victims, people who have been sexually assaulted, people who are victims of violent crime. Those are real. They have no choice in that. I'm talking about these victims or people who are choosing to be victims. Choosing to be victims. You will never hear me on this podcast ever, unless I get run over by a car tomorrow, or you'll never hear me say, I'm the victim. You won't. You won't. First of all, I wasn't raised that way. Raising how you were raised oftentimes is just lucky. But my parents raised me. My dad had a 6th grade education, dark-skinned brother. Had every reason in the world not to believe that things would work out. Never heard him express doubt about the future, about moving forward, about his abilities to succeed. My mother, again, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman from Kansas, was just adamant. You can do anything you set your mind to do. You can do anything you work hard at. The idea of me not being in control of my life, of being a victim, it just never registered with me. So you won't hear me on this podcast or ever talk about me being a victim, unless I get run over by a car, hit by a meteorite, or get a meteor. The other reason you won't hear me say it, that I'm a victim, is because being a victim, you choose to be weak. You choose to be weak. And again, I'm not talking about real victims, but choosing to be a victim, you choose to be weak. You choose to give by being a victim. You choose to give someone you ostensibly don't like or don't believe or don't think is on your side. You choose to give that person or those people control over your life. You literally choose to be weak, and you choose to give those people control over your life. You also choose to engage in a level of counterproductive analysis, counterproductive thought that is nonsense. It's counterproductive to spend your time, your valuable time, worried about what someone thinks about you. It also, choosing to be a victim, why you won't ever hear me do it, is victimology is just predicated on the past. It is predicated in the past. I'm a huge fan, and you should do this. On this podcast, we're going to talk about it all the time, because I believe it. If you want to be successful in your life, if you want to have happiness in your life, and by success, that's what I kind of mean is happiness. Success is happiness. Being happy is success. If you want to be successful in your life, engage in behavior that focuses on your life that you can change today, tomorrow. Being a victim is 100% predicated upon living in the past. You can't do anything about it. I'm pretty sure there's nothing you can do about the past. If you come up, let me qualify this. If you discover a way to change the past, let me know, and then I will modify this podcast and say, I take it all back. You can be a victim because you can go back and change the past. Because worrying about the past, you can now fix it. You can change it. It's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure. But if it does, if you come up with that, let me know. Choosing to be the victim is what is at the heart of, am I a racist? It's also choosing to take your control of your life, to give control of your life to other people. You have no control. It's choosing to be weak. It's choosing to give control of your life to other people. It's choosing to go down a path that has no positive result. No positive result. Which brings me to what I think is most troubling about Am I a Racist? Because on this podcast, I talk routinely about being multicultural and that we have this obligation to try to help other people. We also, or at least I have an obligation to, if it's not helping other people, to help this community, to help multicultural club members. We can't go down this path. It's horrifying. It is destroying the Black community. It is killing the Black community. So much of this is feigned. It's just accepting weakness, accepting victimology. It's accepting an inability to control your life. The importance here, the important message here that I want to convey, I want you to know, I want you to take from this is living in the past, caring about whether someone is a racist. Why does that matter to you? It only matters to you if you let it matter. I've never cared if someone liked me. That's just the truth. I got maybe in 8th grade, but I don't care if you like me because I'm comfortable with who I am. I don't care if someone thinks that I'm less of a person because I'm black or multicultural or whatever. I don't care. I mean, I literally genuinely do not care. I do not care. And the end result of that is people who want to dislike me or want to not like me or want to be racist against me have no meaning to me. And that's not a defensive mechanism. They just really don't. They don't register. It doesn't register to me. That's what is killing the African American community, is being concerned about whether Caucasians like you or not. It doesn't have any relevance to you. You can change your lives. You can fundamentally change this community by doing nothing more than stop worrying about what Caucasians think of you or what Latinos think of you or what Asians think of you. It's the same with Asians. This isn't just a black thing. There are Asians who are absolutely adamant that I'm being discriminated against, and Caucasians who are adamant I'm being discriminated against. For those of you, my non-multicultural brothers and sisters, ask yourself this question: is it helping or is it hurting? And how someone's treating you, if it's hurting you, then stop giving them power over you. It's similar to me consistently and over again forgetting to say like and subscribe, like and subscribe. We have 1,000 subscribers now. It's amazing. You guys are incredible. This is the Fletch Cast, and thank you, and I mean that genuinely. I am having an incredible time doing this, and I can't wait for us to continue this process. Thank you.